So you want to learn some cool automation tricks in FL Studio that's going to increase your beat game? Well, you came to the right place. Shotty Guns Beats here from We Got Beats LLC. Go to wegotbeats.com and get your free beat when you become a free member. If you're a producer, go to wegotdrums.com. The site ain't ready yet, but if you go there and leave your name and email address, I'll send you updates on how the site progresses and when it will be launched. I got tons of great drum samples, banging drums, loops, all kinds of cool stuff for you producers. So with that said, let me go ahead and get into these 3 automation tips that I want to show you. Okay, so the first thing I want to say is if you watch the Drake filter tutorial, I'll leave the link somewhere around here, but I showed you how to do a Drake-like filter, and in the video I said that I would do another video where I'd show you some other cool tricks you could do with a filter. So this is one of those cool tricks I'm going to show you what to do with the filter. Now, this is the perfect beat to show you this kind of automation tricks. I mean, there's tons you can do. Actually, I'll show you 4. I'll give you a bonus one on top. If you just stay with me, stay tuned, I'll give you 4 instead of 3. So the first one I want to show you is this filter automation. Now, if you watched it, hold on, let me exit out of this. I noticed in the last video you couldn't really see my mixer, so I'm gonna bring this down a little bit and kind of compensate. Let's see. Okay, on this one, I have the filter on the master channel. Okay, now if you listen to a lot of modern hip hop and R&B music now, is that you'll see that filter drop where the filter goes up and down. It seems to have like this climax type thing. You know what I'm talking about, like Bands That Make Her Dance, or any of these songs. Like you can just pick one. I mean, they're all in it nowadays. So that's what I'm going to show you right now. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to go over to your master channel, okay? Or any channel that you want to do this on. It doesn't have to be the master channel, but mine's on the master. Now, I'm going to bring this over here so you can see it. Now, this is where the filter is this Fruity Parametric EQ. Notice that it's off because at the beginning, I got this automation run through the whole track, okay? It's turned off. It's going to come up like this when you first put it in. You want to bring these down, okay? And then you lay them down. You lay down the filter when you want it to come in, all right? So I got it set up at 463. That's where it's cutting off, so it's very low, all right? So what I'm doing right here is I'm setting the starting point for the filter, where I want it to start at. Now, once I do that, you're going to see these green buttons, all right? You want to right-click the green button and left-click, create automation clip. That's what's going to put this in the mixer, in the sequencer, playlist, and then you just want to bring it down. And then when you find the part you want to filter or that you want the effect laid to, and this goes for any automation, any part that you want to add to it, you just make these. You right-click, and you make these dots, and you just build wherever you want the automation to be at. Okay, notice how I made this block? That's kind of what you want to do. Depending on what you want to do, that's what you want to do. Okay, if that makes any sense. So I laid it out right here, because this is what I was thinking about on this end bar before the hook starts, is that I want the filter to continue until that last bar, and then I'm going to bring the beat back in, and then the tape filter comes in. Okay, so the filter is running until this point. Now this, let me click out of that. This right here is controlling the climax. So the filter is actually automatically rising, like it's going up and down. Like I'm gonna play this real fast, and I want you to watch over here on this parametric EQ. Okay, you notice how it was rising and everything? That's what's controlling the rise effect, okay? So, how do you get this rise effect, you might ask? Well, you need to create another automation clip. Now, you're going to have to do it over here, how you set the filter. If you don't know how to set the filter like this, I suggest you go to the Drake filter tutorial link in this video somewhere, wherever it is. That'll show you how to set it. But once you set it, you want to come over to the 7th band, right click, left click automation clip, okay? And then this is where it's going to pop up at, okay? That's how it's going to pop up. Now, it's going to be straight across when you first do it, okay? You're going to have to set the automation clip. So what I do is there's going to be 2 points, the start point, end point. This is just my personal preference, I do 1 on each bar, basically. You see how I do that? So I kind of make it rise, I right click, I raise it up a little bit, I left click on this one, I take it back down, and then on the last one, I'm just letting it rise. Now, these are the tension. Now, you can create tension if you want it to kind of bend or whatever, have a little bit of subtlety if you want it to come in a little bit slower, or, you know, whatever you want to do. You have complete control with the automation clips on what you want to do. Effectrix has a whole bunch of different features. The vinyl one is the one you want for this tape stop, but I use all of these practically. I use vinyl and stutter the most though, okay? So you click on vinyl, all right, and you drag it out right here, okay? And that's going to create the tape stop for you, all right? Now, these right here is the time, okay? Now, if I was to play with this, it's gonna mess with how fast or how slow. Like you can have just a short one, like how I do, like, or you can have a longer one. It's like, you can change it with the time, okay? The slope is kind of like a Q on is like the Q band on an EQ. All right, it messes with the meters, how much of the effect that you want. And of course, you want to turn on the stop mode because that's going to stop, you know, it's going to have the stop effect. I mean, that's what you're wanting, right? So that's basically how you do it. And then you go over and if you just let it ride without the automation clip, you're just going to have down, down, down all throughout the song. You know, you're going to be like, what the fuck? So it's a must that you have the automation clip. So you, like I said before, right click, left click, automation clip, okay? And then it's going to pop up in your playlist, and you just want to drag everything down, the first point and the last point, okay? You want to drag all that down so that it's off. You don't hear it. And then you drag the points up, all right? You left click, or left click, shit. Sometimes that happens, so you just want to fix it. Okay, and you got yourself a little stop effect. Okay, that's how you put it in there. Very simple. Okay, once you start messing with Effectrix and follow these steps, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so that's tip number 2. Okay, the third one is something that I don't see covered a lot. It's basically this is a transition effect that I like to use. That's a loud snare with the reverb. Okay, it's your snare that you use in the rest of the beat. Like, let me just give you a scenario where you would use this. Okay, you're making a beat, you have your snare, okay, and you want everything to drop out and just have, and then the beat kick back in. But you don't. But when you add the reverb to the snare, all right, the reverb is going out throughout the song, that long ass reverb that you don't want throughout the song. You just want it on that one point. So how do you do that? You do it through automation clips, of course. So that's what this is. This is the Fruity Reverb. I don't use a Waves reverb for this. I just go with basic. You know, no need to bring out all the big guns for it. As you see, I have a parametric EQ on my snare, and I got the Fruity Reverb. Okay, it looks like it's turned off, right? I'll bring it over here. It looks like it's turned off. Okay, so basically you go into your reverb, you set it for whatever setting you want, whatever sounds good, whatever you want. I mean, the choice is up to you. I usually start out with the preset, the venue, and then I go from there. and mess with like the high damping, the amount of reverb, the decay. The decay is how long it's going to be. The low cut and the high cut of the reverb, how the reverb is going to affect the sound, which parts of the frequency is it going to affect. So you can mess with these, or you can leave it, or you can use a different preset, or whatever you want to do. It's completely up to you. I'm just telling you what I do. So anyway, once you got that done, you want to right click, left click, create automation clip. Again, it's going to come up with it activated like it would normally be. Alright, so then you want to drag everything down, drag both points down so that you have none. It's turned off, so that you can bring it up when you want to. Okay, so what I have here is I have my intro, I have my first hook, my first verse, and then I got my second hook. Now I want the 8 bar measure of the verse to have this. Okay. So the end of the 8 bar, I want that to come in, and then the last part of the verse kicks in, okay? So what I had to do here, this is the 5 to 8 bars, okay? Is what I had to do to create this effect is I had to shorten the main lead and just kind of cut off the last couple bars. You see that? I kind of just dragged it. That's it normal, okay? And I just drag it, okay? So I took 2 bars off here, a bar off there, a bar off here. You know, I cut off the rest of the drums, and then I got my snare right here, okay? I'm going to play this for you so you can understand what I'm talking about. Okay, so, and that was my mistake. This is actually cutting off the 808. Okay, so you just hear the reverb. Okay, this is the snare, and then I cut off a bar on the drums right here and everything else, so that it kicks back in on the snare like you heard. Okay, so you just want to bring the automation on the snare up. Okay, as far as you want it. Now you don't want it hitting where this snare comes in. Okay, the snare is hitting right here. All right, so you don't want it being affected. So you want to cut it off as soon as this snare hits, no matter what. Okay, to get that effect. But that's how you do it. That's the third and last final tip. We're coming up on 15 minutes, so I'm going to cut this off here. Please like and subscribe to my channel. I got plenty of great tutorials for you. Go to WeGotBeats.com so that you can get your free beat and become a free member of We Got Beats. Go to We Got Drums if you're a producer. Put your name and email address in there, and we'll keep you up to date as the site progresses, and we'll get you those banging ass drums. Make sure you share this video too. Anyone that knows producers that would get value from this or have been banging their head up against the wall, please share this. Help your fellow producers out. If you got any comments, any suggestions, if you got questions about how to do any of this, I know sometimes you know, it's kind of confusing at times. Please feel free to get in contact with me. Just leave a comment below, and I would love to hear from you guys. So with that said, take care.